One Piece episode 1153 has dropped and everyone has been asking me, have I seen the episode? Romans, when are you going to see it? Have you seen Joy Boy's Haki animated? Yes, guys, I have finally seen the episode. I want to talk to you guys about it because there are some things that are always lingering in my mind that has to do with Haki, and I feel like this episode kind of helped tie some of those elements in. So I definitely want to talk about that with you guys. So what's up, crew? If you guys are new here, my name is Romans. I love One Piece as well as a lot of other anime content on this channel. So welcome to the video. If you want to stay, join in for other videos, live streams, hit that sub button, join the crew. So let's just dive into this, man, because everyone's been talking about this. The most pivotal part of this episode was Luffy's facial expression when he felt Joy Boy's Haki. And some can say when he was seeing and sensing that Haki, he was telling himself, so this is what I need to be. Some can say he was telling himself, this is what I need to surpass. And some can say that he is now saying, maybe my crew does need to lock the hell in a little bit more if this is the type of stuff we have to deal with. Because you got to look at it like this, guys. Joy Boy has that type of Haki, yes. But Joy Boy, at the end of the day, lost. We can look at it in so many different type of angles, as the crew as well needs to have a high willpower. You know, it just can't be Joy Boy. And you can look at it as, look at Zunisha. Zunisha saying, sorry, Joy Boy. Look at Emmett, sorry, Joy Boy. So it's like, was their willpower really strong enough? Was that one of the reasons why Joy Boy lost? Again, just assumption, but you know, it's something that I feel like we can talk about that now, because look, Luffy looked at that and felt that Haki and he was like, damn, man, so this is what I gotta surpass. Let's get it. But my crew though, like, let's break the Straw Hats down real quick, all right? Because yes, we can say that Luffy does of course have Yonko level Haki, but you can say he's higher than that now in some aspects. But you have the Admirals as well. This is all excluding Luffy now. You have the Admirals who do have their Haki. We have the Gorosei, we have the God Knights, we have the Yonkos and their crew, and the ex-Yonkos crew. So when you look at the Straw Hats, man, it kind of dwindles down when you get to Jinbei. You know, you got Luffy. Yes, he has all three types of Haki. He has his Gear 5 mastery that's pending right now. You know, he doesn't have Gear 5 mastered yet. But, you know, Luffy's not the problem with this, like I've said before. We go down to Zoro. Yes, he is a confirmed Conqueror's Haki user. There are still some question marks when it has to do with his usage with his Haki. You know, not just Conqueror's Haki, you know. When is he going to unlock Future Sight? What's going on with his armament Haki? When is that going to get a little bit stronger as well? I know we've seen some foreshadowing with him and the Gorosei facing off, so we'll probably see that in the future as well. Before, after Mihawk, who knows? Let me know in the comments when you think that's going to happen. Let me know your predictions. But let's continue down the list though with this. The next one up is going to be Sanji. And this one is going to be controversial. Because here's the thing with Sanji. I know half of the fan base feel like Sanji is going to get Conqueror's Haki. I know it. A lot of people are loud about it. I have my opinions about it. I've been vocal about it on live streams before in previous videos. Maybe I'll make a long form video talking about it, just talking about Sanji and his Conqueror's Haki. But I guess we can put that on the list. He doesn't have any type of Conqueror's Haki. He has basic armament Haki. He has just observation Haki that's growing, and I'm hoping that he does unlock Future Sight. I feel like if Sanji gets Future Sight, he doesn't have to have Conqueror's Haki. If he gets Future Sight, and it gets really good at like advanced armament as well. With his ops already that he has, I feel like he would already be broken enough. But I do know some people do feel and believe that he'll get Conqueror's Haki, so I mean, we can leave that up there for discussion. But again, these are supposed to be the two wings of the Pirate King. We look at the two wings of all the other captains, you know, and ex-Yonkos, their Haki is crazy. And we're just even dwindling down to there now. We got to look at Jinbei. Jinbei has his armament Haki. I feel like we are going to have a moment where we maybe see something else that Jinbei is capable of, possibly. But I do feel like that if we do get a time skip, that some people are putting up there in the air with some crazy theories, may I add. But if there's a possibility of a time skip, maybe Jinbei is the one that helps teach the rest of the crew any type of Haki, because I feel like that is the biggest issue. It just dwindles down after Jinbei. You know, you have Usopp, who has the observation, but can we really call it observation Haki anymore? It was more of a teaser. You know what I'm saying? It was more of a observation Haki teaser from Usopp. of what we might see sometime throughout the story. It's just been left at that, you know? A lot of us really just lean into thinking he's going to be a crazy observation Haki user because of his pops. But then we've just been left hanging when it has to do with Usopp, you know? So a lot has to do with him. And I mean, again, I feel like if he's really going to get a lot of things added to him, added to his arsenal, the time skip's going to have to be done right, or it's just going to feel forced still, you know? So again, I feel like we're getting to a point in the story where certain characters whose stocks were so high and people were so invested in, some things might have to be scratched off that list now, you know? Next up, we have Nico Robin. And a lot of us have been always saying if Nico Robin can armament Haki, if she can get armament Haki, that alone, with her devil fruit, how it works, how she operates with her devil fruit, that would be insane. But again, she doesn't have it. I know when her Demonio form was introduced, there was a misassumption that it was, you know, armament Haki, but it was not. As far as I know, it was not armament Haki. As far as I know, Nico Robin does not have armament Haki. That was just how her demon form looked. You have Frankie, who has his Vegapunk tech, so you look at that already as a as an advantage in some ways. So if he got Haki with that, that would make him kind of broken. So right now, Frankie's an interesting topic when it comes to that, because in a way, he's never lost a fight too. When you look at that, besides, you know, everything that's been going on over there on Egghead, Frankie's never really lost a fight. So, I mean, his tech has really been a good tool for him. But if he gets Haki, I feel like Frankie would just be absolutely broken, you know? Same thing for Brook. See, those are the ones that get very interesting, because then you have Brook, who has interacted with stronger characters on paper, you know? But at the same time, I think at the end of the day, it does come down to Haki. I feel like a lot of things have been leaning towards Haki, no matter what, no matter how tired people want to get of feeling like, oh, well, I feel like everyone's getting Haki here and there. It's just getting passed out. Some characters, I do feel like it might be necessary, you know? We have Nami, who has Zeus. It's just Nami and Zeus. No Haki right now, you know? But again, that's still a cool tool for Nami to have now. And then you have Chopper's Chopper. You know, that's us going down the Haki hierarchy in the Straw Hats right there. And at the end of the day, when I look at that, I'm like, man, the Straw Hats need to lock in. I know Luffy's gonna lock in, you know what I'm saying? But a few years ago, if you told me that we were gonna get to a point where the Straw Hats are literally in combat with the Gorosei, and all Usopp has against the Gorosei is his slingshot with no Haki, I wouldn't believe it. But here we are. You know what I mean? Like, it's happening now. So, look, because after seeing that Haki, man, it does make you wonder. You're like, dang, Joy Boy's Haki is that crazy. What in the world happened for Joy Boy to lose? Was it some crazy sabotage? But at the end of the day, though, that Haki is crazy. That Haki made the Gorosei, you know, respawn back into their office. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what in the world outpowered that? What does Emu have that outpowered that? You know? And no one in the Straw Hats are near that type of Haki, you know? I feel like the only character you can say is probably close to that type of Haki right now is Shanks. But still, that Haki was crazy. But that's just if we're interpreting, you know, the Luffy image correctly. But, you know, our boy was thinking something about that Haki, you know? But those are my thoughts on that. And, you know, the main reason is because it is in-game. At the end of the day, the final battle, you can't tell me that Usopp is just going to be there with his slingshot, man. If Usopp is just there with his slingshot, man, what? You know? And I'm just using Usopp as an example. You know, it would just be crazy. And it's possible. I mean, it's highly possible. Usopp could just go through and through the way he is right now. He just might be changing fits from now on, you know, and that's it. That's it. But on a serious note, I feel like Luffy can't protect everyone at once. And there is going to be a point in time where it's just going to be too late. And I feel like we've seen examples of it and foreshadows within those examples, you know, Sabaody, you know, where we thought that the crew was gone and we saw Luffy thinking his crew was gone, you know, and then we see another one in Egghead now. They're all scattered facing the Gorosei. I feel like there's going to be a time, you know, they're all not Sabo. They're not all able to think under pressure like Sabo was right there when he was confronted by Emu and the Gorosei. You know, they're not all, you know, they all can't be Saudi both. But, you know, it's willpower. And I feel like if Haki does represent willpower, the crew needs to sharpen that willpower. And I get it. It's going to happen, I hope, because it's the story. That's how the story's going to progress. But, you know, that's why we like to talk about these type of things, you know? And I know there's going to be people that want to address this and bring up not everybody needs Haki. The support roles matter. And I get it. But the support roles still get targeted in the battle. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it happen so many times. We've seen it happen. Like, unless Usopp gets like a bodyguard that we don't know about yet that's going to be just a Haki specialist, then cool. But, it's a fair argument, though, because not everyone does need Haki. There's videos in the past of me saying that I don't want it to feel like Haki's just getting passed out to characters. But that was in a sense where new characters would pop up and they would end up having all these skills, all these tricks, can do this with his Haki or her Haki, and everyone else over there is still just pending for years, you know? And that's why my hope is still that Boa right now, off screen, is training her Haki and is going to pull back up with a high proficiency of it, you know, able to use it. But I get it, because, you know, Luffy becoming Pirate King isn't just about the Haki, but it is essential. It is necessary. Every vital character, from Roger, from Rocks, Whitebeard, we have seen Shanks, we've seen Haki. You know, no matter what the crazy things they've done, no matter what the crazy skills they've had, it comes down to their Haki. We see they always bring up what? The Haki. Kaido brought up what? Haki. So it's not just about, yes, who has the strongest Haki, but we have to look at it through the lens of their actual willpower and the willpower through what they're going through. Yeah, the yap no me's on, man. The yap no me's on. But to wrap this up, guys, to wrap it up, let me know in the comments below, who do you think needs Haki the most right now? It can be Usopp, it can be Nami, it can be Chopper, it can be Frankie, you know? Give me your reasons why. It could just be because you want to see that character finally have some Haki. You could have a reason for it. You could have a crazy theory about why you think they're going to get it. I would love to know. But yeah, guys, if you haven't yet, hit that sub button, give this video a thumbs up. This is another long form video that I promised to you guys. I'm trying my best to keep the consistency going. But yeah, guys, that's all for this video. And let me know in the Discord or in the comments below too some other video ideas. It doesn't just have to be One Piece, you know. We're gonna mix it up with the long forms just like we do with the short forms. But yeah, guys, I'll see you next video. Much love and God bless. Peace.